kind of a confession video, but I love you guys so much. Oh my gosh, I wish I can stay as a student forever. That's when I realized, like, oh, actually, there's a lot more personal involvement and love than I thought, and I need it, like, you know, and I want to, like, I want that. Like, who wouldn't want that?
Nice to meet you.
So my name is Seyoung Min.
My name is Minju Kim.
My name is Alma Ronero.
My name is Karen Gutierrez.
So my name is Pedro Diaz.
I'm Daniela Hernandez Oaxaca.
My name is Harpreet Satia.
Hi, my name is Anna Robles.
The center came about advocacy from students and willingness from the administration to fund initiatives to support undocumented students. So when I talk about the center, I mentioned that we have 4 pillars. The first pillar is the financial support that we provide to our students. We provide scholarships, we provide fellowships, we provide basic needs support.
Actually, before I knew about like the DACA process here and like being able to do it here, I was doing it off campus, and it was like, of course, challenging to pay the fees and things like that. So for it to be waived was really nice. Other resources I've used are like the grocery cards. I've had like really hard summers where like financially it was really hard to sustain myself in terms of paying off campus, things like that. And we can't do CalFresh, so that was just really helpful. Being directed to other people on campus as well, because again, like housing was a instability for me during the summer. And like honestly, without like those resources, like I might not even have been able to come back because of the financial situation.
I just got like free, I'm not sure if you call it a stipend, but for the DACA renewal. So I did that twice, which was like helpful.
It helped me pay the GRE, and so I was able to take the GRE for graduate school. Also, the Dream Fellowship program, it's pretty big. It's helping me with a little bit with my tuition, so I don't have to worry about taking another loan and have that stress.
The second pillar that we have is the services that we offer. So we have the assistant coordinator and the immigration attorney who meet with students regularly to talk about the issues that they face.
Oh, well, first of all, I probably wouldn't even be here if I didn't know Undocumented Student Services Center. You actually talk one-on-one with the coordinators now, and there's a regular catch-up on what's going on in our lives. It's not just a business where we're like, okay, so what's your problem? Okay, we'll find a resource and then get it back to you. It's all about making, you know, personal connections and just really being willing to dedicate that minutes and hour of our daily life to get to know one another and keep up with that.
Just to have someone that not only knew my story but knew my situation, be able to reach out to me. Daniel was a very big help. I felt a lot more at home, and a lot of my I'd even say a lot of my anxiety was like, I was able to get rid of a lot of anxiety because I was finally able to talk to someone about being an undocumented student rather than just like bottling it up all the time.
Usually I come for school supplies, but the most important thing that I think that the center has is the attorneys. Here, you know, when I had to renew my DACA, my second time for my second year, it's very confusing just because of all the logistics that come with it. But I think the attorneys are very clear in the guidelines to follow to renew the DACA, but it's very easy.
So students can book an appointment to see me, and they can come into the center and I'll talk to them about their immigration issues. We'll do a full intake to see what their options are based on their history and their family ties and other factors. Based on that, I determine what their options are, what the next steps are, whether that be a DACA renewal, and if that's the case, I can help them with DACA renewal, or maybe they're eligible for a green card, so I can help them with that. So it really depends on the student, but there's a lot of different ways that, you know, maybe they can fix their status, so it's good for them to come and talk to me.
The third pillar that we have is the programming that we offer our students. So programming such as community building activities, the LAP program, which is a program where we take students to Sacramento, the Dream Fellowship, which is a program that offers alternative internships to our students.
I would like for you to talk about what is LAP, what is the Legislative Advocacy Program?
Okay, so the Legislative Advocacy Program is a 2-month-long program where students can learn how to advocate for undocumented rights. And we just thought that this is really important because actually there aren't a lot of people or students in general advocating for undocumented rights. Especially there's not a lot of bills for undocumented students that are being pushed for. And so I mean, last year I think we realized we were the only university that was at Sacramento. Near the end of the program, we take students to Sacramento for an event hosted by CIPC called Immigrant Day of Action. And their students get to actually talk with legislators in their offices and just try to advocate for bills that we've read and discussed and researched. It's great because we've been able to see, especially in the past academic year, that our voice has had an impact in terms of bills, and 2 bills that we were pushing for got passed recently, which is really exciting. But I think more than that, and more importantly, it's just a way for students to develop professionally and personally, and learn that, you know what, no matter where you're from and no matter how helpless you feel, you do have a voice, and that their voice does matter.
And then the 4th pillar is the amenities that we offer through the space. So a welcoming space for the students where they have access to free printing, they have access to school supplies, they have access to a basic food pantry.
And then offering the services super helpful because we don't qualify for the food stamps, having the basic needs cards that they do give supply, that's super helpful as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'd always grab a snack when I'm here, but it's always more because I really appreciated the bond that I made when I first spoke to you. So
a lot of people they commute, so this is a space for them to be here, to study, to take advantage of the resources, the foods, and a lot of those resources are very valuable to them because maybe they're far and they don't work, and all of the resources that we provide are very I think it means a lot to them.
It's always nice to have a community, I feel because I know going through high school at least, it was really difficult for me because I always thought I was the only one. It's helpful in at least knowing that this is a place where I can go to where I feel comfortable being.
This was, like I said, the first place where I really met people, where I made friends. Even outside of my major, I feel like this was more where I ended up growing more connections instead of anywhere else on campus. So I think that's definitely my favorite part, is just the sense of community we have.
Ultimately, I see Undoc becoming a staple of this campus. I think it's a beacon for undocumented students and first-gen and low-income students. And I say that because of some of the projects and programs that are being implemented. I think the ingenuity that comes out of this space bodes well for the campus, and I think it bodes well for the inclusion of underrepresented students. And I think that's something that's going to be needed not only now, but in the future. So I see the space expanding because what's happening here in the Undoc Student Services is something that is desperately needed. And I say that because of the innovative approaches that happen here. Because you're taking a space and a student population that's not traditional to higher education. And you're figuring out ways to, one, validate and include the student population and have them thrive, retain, and graduate.
And ensuring that we have this community, albeit small, it's still a powerful community that we have here up on the 5th floor of the, what is this building called? Student Services Center. I know it's a safe space, I know it's a comfortable place, and I know it's a place where people, people, well, most especially undocumented students, can come and ensure that they're being heard, especially in a society where nobody wants to hear them.
How do you feel?